What's up, folks? V Pedal Dude here, and I've seen on forums for people that build guitar pedals like our DIY. Every once in a while, someone will ask, "Well, what do I need to get into this? What do I need to start becoming a hobby guitar pedal builder?" Well, you know what? You don't need a whole lot of stuff. It looks like I got a lot of stuff, but it's not. So I'm going to point out the essentials, and then give you a few extras, and then point out how this just looks like a lot of stuff, and then you can get started too. Now, probably the biggest thing you're going to sink some money into, that you should, if you really want to get started, build some things and not be frustrated, is a soldering station. Not a soldering iron, soldering station with a programmable control. I run mine a little hot if you're thinking about that, but don't worry. Anyways, you could set presets. They're awesome. Now, you're going to go online, you're going to type in solder station, and you're going to see they're like $700. Wrong. What you're going to do is you're going to go on eBay or Banggood or Wish, and you're going to find some kind of cheap Chinese thing that if you leave it on all night, it'll probably catch your house on fire. But that's not the point. You're not going to spend more than $20 or $30 for one of these things. Yeah, even if you went up to 50, but still. Or, you know what, even 100. You could just keep it low. You're not a professional. I'm not a professional. I got this when Radio Shack was going out for $20. I'm pretty happy with it. The second thing, and this takes most people a good while in their pedal building to figure out to build, you need to build a jig. Really simple. You get some kind of metal case. This is like one of those electrical boxes that go on the side of a house. It was like 70 cents at Home Creepo. You put 2 jacks in it. You figure out how the wires go. You hook it up to these things, which are only like $1 on eBay for like a bazillion of them. Make sure you get a bazillion of those. And then there you go. You got your input and your output. You get a couple of these. They're a couple bucks on the internet. Don't worry. You know, once you start trying to build your own pedals and like come up with your own designs, these are invaluable. Then you're going to need power to it. Now, I see most people, what they do is they run it off a 9-volt battery. What I did was I took an old 15 volt, I ran it to here, I cleaned it up with some caps, I put a 9-volt regulator on it, and that's my power supply. I don't have a fancy bench power supply. That's all I need because that's all I do. I don't do anything really sophisticated. I don't use AC voltage or anything. There we go. So in total, your whole jig, probably about $10. 50 for that. So we're up to $60. Then for your soldering, you're going to need a couple of these. I don't know what, helping hands maybe? I don't know what they're called, but you can get them at Harbor Freight and Tool for like $5. Probably even cheaper on the internet. And you put it there, you put the board on, clip the board on it, and you go bzzz, and there you go. You got yourself a nice thing so you're not trying to balance a board and solder. Let's see. Next, Chinese buy is some kind of Chinese multimeter. Now, I've seen these hobby electronic guys that are actually professionals, and they're telling you to go buy a Fluke or some kind of expensive thing. Don't bother with that. Look at this. I got this for, I don't know, $10 on Banggood. It works fine. Look, it's auto ranging. It has a continuity. It reads frequency. Does current stuff. I've never even went over there. I don't care. Now, as a beginner, I still use this thing. I don't care what anyone says. These are awesome. These are part checkers. You put a part in there, you press the button, and it tells you what it is. Let's see, let's find a transistor. We'll grab a random transistor. I'll probably have to speed this part up. Okay, you put a random transistor in there, has little numbers, it tells you where to put it. You turn it on, and then boom, it tells you what direction all the legs are. You don't have to worry about it. Great. So, now, you may notice these little transistors, it is almost impossible to read what's on them. So, you get one of these. These are also at Harbor Freight and Tool. See? Works great. They're awesome. Let you read small text. They're only a couple bucks. Don't worry about it. Then, what you're going to get, so I would suggest, you'll get a couple pre-made PCBs from different companies. You build a couple of them. And get a couple, like, buy the packs where they're selling, like, oh, we're having a blowout and we're selling, like, 10 different PCBs. Get them. Put them away for a rainy day. Look, I've been just collecting these. I build pedals all the time. I've got so many of these, I don't even know what to do with them. Because they come in packs. Then, if you're feeling adventurous and you want to build your own, get these kind of things. Look. They work just like this. But they're in a little solderable board. Or maybe you can get these ones. These are harder to work with. You have to bend all the legs to make the traces. Or we got these, same thing. Man, I miss Radio Shack. I would go to Radio Shack and get a couple of these things. It was perfect. Now, once you've built your first pedal, however, with on a breadboard or a prefabricated one, it doesn't matter. You're going to want to put it in a case. Now, you're thinking, where do you get cases? Don't worry about that. Anything that's metal can be a case. Anything that's plastic can be a case. Look, these little plastic cases, they're cool. They work. But maybe you want to try something more. Be adventurous, because no company is selling a Altoids can volume booster. No. Or, you know, your buddy goes, hey, take this terrible heavy metal pedal and put it into a case so it looks cool. Well, you know what? Part of your payment is you're going to keep these. And people are going to ask you to mod their pedals all the time. And you're going to, before you know it, you're going to have dozens of these. And they make great cases. You put the little foot switch there, click, click, works exactly the same, even better. I've seen some of these on RDIY that are awesome. I've seen a guy, he made a fuzz pie one, and then a guy made a tube screamer one. They look factory ready. They're awesome. And no pedal nerd can have one because only you made it. Only one exists. And you can take these, you know, get kind of fancy, try some different painting techniques so it looks cool. Rehouse things. So people give you Boss pedals to work on and you take the case. Well, you know what? It's awesome. These pedal switcher cases are awesome. Look how much space is in those. Perfect. Or if you just want to make sure it looks right and it fits and, everything's, because these things are designed specifically to fit. But they're kind of boring. They're plain, and you gotta paint them and do all kinds of silly stuff to them. I'm not a big fan of these. They're too common. They take all the DIY art out of it. But if you want to make a cool looking pedal, there you go. Now, parts. Over time, you'll be like, I don't got enough parts. But before you know it, you'll have so many parts you won't know what to do with them. So what you do is, I would suggest getting some kind of board, making a list of the BOM. I think that's what it's called. Bill of materials, yes. And buy 4 or 5 of everything it says that you need. And every time you build a pedal, do that. And then before you know it, you have more parts than you know what to do with. So then you have to put it together, right? So you need some tools. You don't need a whole lot of tools. The only actual tools that are really important on buying, in my opinion, are these flush cutters, which you can get super cheap on eBay. I get all of my tools at Harbor Freight and Tool because I'm an amateur, and I think that's where amateurs should get all of their stuff, like these. This is probably my most expensive hand tool. It was $10. It strips wire. And you're going to need a drill. But you're thinking, drills are like hundreds of bucks. No. You go to Harbor Freight and Tool, use a coupon, you go when they're having a yard sale, they do that, or any discount hardware store, and get this. It was $20. But these threaded bits were the most. They're awesome. I suggest you get these threaded bits. Easiest way to make holes so you don't need to have you don't have to buy a big bit set. You buy one of these, there's 3 different widths in them. They all work. Okay. So, you need glue gun. Dollar store, $2. Get more glue sticks at the dollar store. Perfect. Need one of these. Now these are a little pricey. $20 or so. So people are going to say, hey, I hear you build pedals. Can you mod my pedal? And you're going to go, yeah. And to make sure you don't destroy the board, taking parts out, you need one of these solder suckers. You heat it up, put it on the spot, the thing you're going to take out, put a new cap in it, you charge them $100, they're happy you did something. And they tell all their friends, oh, your super smart mad scientist friend modded my pedal. And they don't know any different. But, so there's all the major tools. And over time, you'll pick up some other power tools because Harbor Freight has sales. Maybe your pedals need some buffing. Great, like $10 with a coupon. Then all the little miscellaneous tools, like these screwdrivers I got at the dollar store. I got this little precision screwdriver kit at the dollar store. Got this at Walmart for like $5. This is a dollar store one. Oh, definitely need one of these. At some point, you will get one of these. These are perfect for measuring and making sure all the holes are in the right spot, because you're going to find out that eyeballing it and trying to drill a hole, that your brain and eyes don't work correctly together. So measure twice, drill once. Yes, there we go. So there we go. Yeah. Then we got some more screwdrivers. Easy, easy, easy. Only a couple $5 at some random hardware store. And then you're going to have somewhere to store these things. Now, these things are kind of pricey, but I got this one from my aunt who does stuff with beads or something. I seen she had an extra one that she was about to, and I just said, let me have it, because it was missing a drawer. And she's like, fine, you can take it. Then other dollar store ones. These are at the dollar store, they're for makeup. These are at the dollar store, they're for, like, if you meal prep and need something for pills or something. I don't know, they're cool. Dollar store. Oh, this thing, it's for, like, if you're transporting small snacks. Dollar store. And then it's great. You have somewhere to put all your stuff. Now, two major things as far as components go that you're going to need. I just thought of it, being over here. You are going to want to buy a huge resistor set, because nothing's worse than trying to build something, especially one of these kits, and it says it needs a 4.5, some random number, 3.6 K resistor. You're gonna be like, it won't work. So it's good to have them all in stock. That's probably one of the few things that I keep in stock. The other thing is wire. And I'd say the best place to get wire as a hobbyist is to steal it out of old electronics. Now, I, about 2.5 years ago, got an old organ off Craigslist. And I stole all of the wire out of it. And you know what? I'm still going through it. And I still have plenty when I'm building pedals. Look, I can just go totally bonkers with wire. It's awesome. Or old VCRs, anything. You have friends, family, relatives, they're throwing out electronics, and you're like, I've had too much pre-workout, and let me take apart your electronics. And they're like, please don't visit anymore. But you will have plenty of wire. And I think that's about it. You'll collect little random stuff, Careful with those DSO oscilloscopes. I got another one coming in the mail. I tried to build one, it didn't work. I got another one, I had it, and it worked for about a month. I got another one coming. Probably could have bought a cheap oscilloscope at this point, but don't even worry about that. You need soldering iron. A few tools. Look, I got a wire kit at the dollar store. Look, awesome. I got a bunch of stuff that you need. Okay, let's think about it. Let's make things quick. You need soldering station. Very thin soldering wire. Boards. Cutters. Case. And a drill. That's it. All the other stuff just makes stuff easy. Now, over time, when your lab gets a little bit bigger, and one of your hobbies is building electronic stuff, is you're going to want to build a fume extractor. Now, mine, compared to some of them I've seen on YouTube, looks terrible. But you know what? I think it's awesome. when you're soldering, solder fumes are horribly toxic. And I like to use the leaded solder. And I know lead has a high boiling point, something like thousands of degrees, but I don't care. I still believe that the lead vapors are coming up and they're coming into my brain, and then I have trouble thinking about stuff. But this thing's awesome. You just took me an afternoon and sucks up all the poison smoke. It's awesome. And you don't gotta worry. As you think about it, find a little spot, get most of your stuff used, get it at yard sales, get it at a dollar store, Chinese places. Like, look, I needed a lamp. I got this at my neighbor's yard sale for $1. Great. And that's all you will need. That may even be too much. I like to wear gloves when I work with solder, the solder wire. That's up to you. Who knows? Maybe it's toxic, maybe it's not. I believe it is because it has lead in it. And then make sure you collect a bunch of different paints and stuff so you can get creative. And you draw a picture of Donald Trump. And you commandeer a weird tiny room in your house. And there you go. Time to build pedals. Alright, folks. Leave me a comment, subscribe, something. Thanks for watching.